Hey, everybody, ready to like really dive deep into Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Absolutely.
Today, we're tackling one of those like foundational concepts,
Yeah.
assets versus liabilities.
It's huge.
It sounds so simple, right?
It does.
But Kiyosaki like blows this concept wide open.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he shows how it's really the foundation of building wealth.
Totally.
So we're going to unpack exactly what this means and, try to figure out how we can apply this to our own lives.
For sure.
So, ready to have your mind blown?
I'm ready.
All right, let's jump in.
Let's do it.
So Kiyosaki, he defines an asset as something that puts money in your pocket.
Okay.
And a liability is anything that takes money out.
Pretty straightforward.
Simple, right?
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where you hear it and you're like,
It's like, oh, light bulb.
light bulb, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's where it gets really, really interesting.
Okay.
He says that most people think their house is their biggest asset,
Right.
but he challenges that assumption like head on. In fact, he says for a lot of people, their house is actually their biggest liability,
Interesting.
which is kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on,
Yeah.
my house.
Right.
So he's not saying that owning a home is bad,
Right.
but he wants us to look at it through this lens of cash flow.
Okay.
Is your house putting money in your pocket, or is it taking money out?
That's the question.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Right. So think about it.
Yeah.
Mortgage payments,
Yep.
property taxes,
Mm-hmm.
insurance maintenance,
It goes on.
all those
Book
expenses
taps.
flowing out every single month.
Every month.
And those costs add up quickly. It's like this constant leak in your financial bucket, right?
Draining you dry.
Draining you dry. And he even tells this story about this young couple so excited to buy their dream home.
Okay.
They think it's a great investment,
Right.
but then they get hit with all these hidden costs, right?
Oh, no.
Property taxes go up the roof, needs repairs.
The unexpected.
All of a sudden, they're trapped by this asset that's
Yeah.
actually this huge drain.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think what's so fascinating about this is how much it resonates with people.
It does.
We get so caught up in the emotion of owning a home
Sure.
that sometimes we forget to look at those, like
The number.
the hard numbers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's this other layer too, and it's not just about the money flowing out, it's also about the opportunity cost.
Oh, okay.
So what could you do with that money that's tied up in your house if it was invested in something else?
Interesting.
What if it was like, working for you in the stock market
Yeah.
or, funding your own business?
Right.
These are the things that he wants us to think about.
I see.
It's about making your money work harder so you don't have to.
I like that.
And it's not just houses either,
Right.
Kiyosaki says this applies to cars, fancy clothes, the latest gadgets, all that stuff.
Yeah. All the things we think of as assets sometimes.
Yeah, we're like, this is an asset.
Right.
But are they really?
Are they appreciating in value?
Exactly. It's like that whole keeping up with the Joneses thing.
Oh, totally.
You buy all this stuff to impress other people, but is it really making you wealthier?
That's a good point.
Or is it just keeping you stuck in that paycheck to paycheck cycle?
That's the trap.
Yeah. And that's what Kiyosaki wants us to avoid. He's not saying we have to
Live like monks.
live like monks. Exactly. But he's saying let's be mindful.
Be intentional, right?
Yes, be intentional about our spending.
Yeah.
Because every dollar we spend on something that's losing value is a dollar we could have invested in something that's gaining value.
100%.
So how do we do that? How do we shift our mindset from liabilities to assets?
That's the $1 million question, right?
It is the $1 million question. And I think it starts with, like you said, understanding the difference.
Yeah.
And then making conscious choices about where our money's going.
Being deliberate.
Yes.
About where it's going.
Exactly. So instead of buying that new car,
Yeah.
it's going to depreciate the minute you drive it off the lot.
Right.
What if you invested that money in a rental property?
Okay.
That's generating passive income.
Makes you money.
Exactly. Or instead of, upgrading your phone every year,
Right?
what if you put that money into an index fund and just let it grow over time?
Smart.
These are the kinds of questions that he wants us to ask ourselves.
I love that.
It's about playing the long game
Yes.
and building wealth strategically.
Strategic is the key word.
And you know what's so key about all of this is it's not about deprivation. It's about empowerment.
Ooh, I like that.
It's about when you understand how money works, you can start making it work for you.
Yes.
It's about freedom. It's about having the freedom to choose how you want to live your life instead of letting your finances dictate your choices.
100%.
So let's just say, hypothetically, your monthly expenses are $3,000.
Okay.
If you have investments that are generating $3,000 per month passively,
Wow.
You've achieved a year of financial freedom right there.
That's incredible.
That's the power of this concept of understanding assets and liabilities. It's about designing a life where your money is working harder than you are.
Love it. But it's easy to say, right?
It is easy to say.
It's harder to do.
It is harder to do that.
Because it's not just about understanding it intellectually.
Right.
We have to actually change our behavior.
100%. We have to be willing to challenge our own assumptions and beliefs about money.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times those are subconscious, right?
Totally. They're so ingrained, we don't even realize they're holding us back.
Right. It's like, what did your parents teach you about money?
Yeah.
What were the messages you received growing up?
Oh, yeah, because we all have those, like, money scripts, right?
Exactly. And those are so powerful.
They are.
And they really shape how we think about money.
Absolutely.
But the good news is we can change those.
They can.
We can rewire our brains for financial success.
I love that. And you know what else I love about this whole concept? It's not about being born rich. It's not about having this, like, secret inheritance or anything.
It's accessible to everyone.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about knowledge. And it's about taking control of your financial future.
100%.
And he really emphasizes that, financial literacy is key here.
It is.
And I think about it like this, managing your money, it's like navigating a city.
Okay.
If you don't know the streets, the landmarks, the shortcuts, you're going to waste a lot of time and energy just trying to get around.
Right.
But when you have that map, when you understand how to navigate,
Oh, yeah, where do you want to go faster?
you get there faster and more efficiently.
Exactly.
And that's what financial literacy does for your money. It gives you those tools and that knowledge to make smarter decisions and get to that final destination,
Which
is financial freedom.
financial freedom. There you go.
But here's the best part.
Tell me.
It's never too late to learn.
Never too late.
It doesn't matter if you're just starting your career, you're in the thick of raising a family, you're thinking about retirement.
Any stage of life.
Any stage of life, these principles can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's not about how much you have right now. It's about making smarter choices from this point forward.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious, for you listening, what's your next step? What's one action you can take today to start shifting your focus from liabilities to assets?
What's that one thing you can do right now?
Yeah. Is it finally setting up that investment account you've been putting off? Maybe it's having a conversation with your partner about your financial goals,
Ooh, good one.
how you can work together. Or maybe it's as simple as like picking up a book on investing or listening to another podcast about personal finance.
I love it.
The key is just to take that first step.
Take action.
Yes, take action and keep moving forward.
Momentum.
Momentum, exactly. And remember, financial freedom, it's a journey. It's not a destination.
It's a process.
It is a process, and the sooner you get started, the more time you have for that money to grow and work its magic.
It's true.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And remember, the power to build wealth, it's in your hands.
You got this.